The DuPont Recreational Forest in North Carolina is home to a variety of hiking and other outdoor activities. However, it's also well known for its off-roading adventures, so naturally, me and the boys just couldn't hold back. Dog was anxious because she saw that I had been packing the car. There it is, lightly packed as always. And I'd also like to thank our subscriber droid for this new duck which went in the car. The dog, of course, was hoping to go on this trip, and fortunately, she'd been a good girl, so she did get to come along. See, she's excited, hopped right in.
Good girl. Good girl. Here you go.
She's such a good girl, isn't she?
Good dog.
From there, I went ahead and topped off the fuel tank. And then I met up with the boys. The fellow there with all the good food, that's Blake, also. Thank you, Miss Aiken, for grocery shopping. This handsome fellow, hello, Tauntaun. Don't worry, Adam's also here, just didn't get a good headshot. And then obviously, here's the much beloved dog. Hello, honey. It didn't take us very long to get packed up and ready, and we hit out on the road pretty quickly. Here are the timestamps for the video. Skip around wherever you're most interested if you need to, otherwise sit back and enjoy. The DuPont State Recreational Forest happens to sit pretty close to South Carolina's Table Rock, as well as the Mountain Bridge Wilderness area. It's just a little north of the South Carolina-North Carolina border, and has a lot to offer. Specifically, we'd be staying at the DuPont Bike Retreat, which we were able to book through Hip Camp. What is so great about staying here is that other than the amenities, it's directly on the actual beginning paths of the DuPont State Forest. Another fact that I would like to point out is how close this area is to so many other sites in the Carolinas, including Table Rock and Caesar's Head. Further, this is all on the Cherokee Scenic Highway, so please take time to explore if you have it. All that said, we got to the DuPont Bike Retreat fairly quickly, and you'll find it very easy to navigate if you take some time to look around. You'll just simply drive up this hill, then you're going to go and take a right and come up to this roundabout. From here, you'll have arrived at the Glass Feather Lodge. See? DuPont Bike Retreat Glass Feather Lodge. Would I lie to you? This facility is actually quite spacious and large. Even better, it's easy to find. Hey, buddy. Inside the lodge is actually quite nice. There's a miniature fridge, a free coffee machine, maps and literature, as well as a fully functioning restroom with shower. Best of all is the outside view. Need I say more? We made our way down to our reservation at Campsite 8, and I have to say this is a really nice setup. All the wood was fresh, and you can tell that they're working on the area constantly. Even better is our own little view of the pond. Oi mate, wave hi. Yeah. Wave hi. It didn't take us very long to pitch tent and make this area our home. I'd especially like to thank my dog, as she behaved for once and didn't throw much mud inside the tent while building it, nor did she eat any of the side flaps. Even better, it's a big Agnes. That would be expensive to replace. Scanning the environment, you can see that there was ample room for 4 tents. And if you have a larger group, you could probably fit a few more in, though we wouldn't advise it. As minor commentary, the dog had been so good I decided to give her some extra water for the day. See? She loves this stuff. From there, we decided to stretch our legs out, and what's really wonderful to point out about the DuPont Bike Retreat is the wide plethora and availability of walking and biking paths all around. Further, just how well maintained it is, with so much fresh wood and the very little debris to be found on the track. Adding to this beautiful ambiance are the many running creeks and streams of fresh water. Something that's really great to note out here is that these actual trails are built for mountain biking. You can notice how these actual mounds build up. So if you're coming from the downhill here, it's fantastic to ride down and jump MTV. But it's not so much fun coming uphill the other way. But regardless, this is a really great place to actually come out and do your mountain biking. Now, I may have lacked a bike for this occasion, but the dog and I didn't let that hold us back much. The trails out here are really beautifully maintained and taken care of, and they can wind any which way you like and last for a matter of miles, minutes, hours, or just a few seconds for a breather. We highly encourage you to come out here to bike, hike, or just walk in nature. An unexpected and welcome amenity was the incredible amount of firewood and cutting material available to us. Here comes a quick PSA announcement. So this is a display of how you used to bust wood in this old log splitter. Put it on the actual block, line up the shot, and you can either use the small mallet and go for it, or if you're a good shot, use the bigger mallet and drive her down. Let's see if we can do it on the first hit. Yeah, we did! After having the opportunity to express our physicality, we collected firewood for the night and then made our way quickly back to camp, which fortunately wasn't even a block away. Our grill top needed a quick cleaning, so Tauntaun creatively decided to de-rust it with a pine cone.
Nice and clean.
From there we started to whittle down sticks to make kindling. We made a little fire, then we made a slightly bigger fire, and we communally created an even larger fire together. Teamwork at its finest, folks. At some point, we created a large flammable cabin, and then we went ahead and moved the grate into place and prodded at the fire some. That's sanitary. From then on, it was time to get started at dinner. It was going to be hamburger. And of course, we couldn't help but want to be a little fancy there. And we brought all the best condiments from home. Good stuff.
Actually, no, I'm not lying. That is good. That is good. Yeah.
Good. All right.
I thought I was going to stage it for the camera. No, it's good.
Of course, being in luxury, we went for a second course. Delicious Salem hot dogs. Beautiful. And we even had it in our film budget for chili this year, which was really impressive. This second course was also good, and in fact, it was so good I decided to share it with the dog. Isn't she happy? Look at her. But now the age-old question hits. When you're done with all that food, where does it go? It's time for... Toilet Talk! Well, hello there, dear viewer. And now we're here for the lavatory review of the day. This polypropylene behemoth is brought to you by the good friends at Griffin Waste Services. Now, why don't you step inside with me to see where the real magic happens? All jest aside, this is actually a really nicely maintained restroom. There's a urinal, standard sitting toilet, as well as then shelving and hand wash. It's all very nice, but of course, please be careful of that single-ply toilet paper. We'd really like to thank our friends here at Griffin for providing such an excellent lavatory. It actually smells good, the toilet paper isn't half bad, and there's not a wasp nest in sight. Thank you so much to our friends here at the DuPont National Forest, or Regional Forest, excuse me, for also providing such an excellent cleanly experience. Final bonus round here, this toilet is cleaned weekly, which is absolutely perfect. With the night sky darkening and having already explored most of the camp area, the fire was coming to a lull and we decided it was best to get ready for sleep. The following day would be our big day with some of the best ATV riding and four-wheeling available on this side of the North Carolina border. I awoke to a dog licking my face. And there was a fire outside already. Thank you, Adam, for getting up early and starting that. Most of all, it was a perfect day. Really beautiful conditions. All the other boys got up early, and we were ready to get going pretty soon after. I made an attempt to play with the dog, and we had some fun. Then we boiled some water for coffee, and we got to making breakfast.
Oh, good. It's organic. So this is healthy, right?
Oh yeah. This is straight out the tree.
This is straight out the tree. There we go. Damn yeah.
This bountiful feast, of course, was shared with the dog, who indeed loved it. From there, we went ahead and packed up camp fairly quickly and easily, as we were quite excited to get on with the day. We capped our fire and got out. Well, hello there, dear viewer. We hope that you enjoyed our camping segment here at the DuPont Bike Retreat. Now that we're all packed up, we're going to start with our Scar alternate at the DuPont National Forest. Are you ready? Getting out didn't take us very long at all. Again, the place is easy to navigate. Coming out of the DuPont Bike Retreat, we took an immediate left, and only about a matter of roughly 3 miles down the road, we took a right on the Pinnacle Mountain Road, which is really where the journey begins. Pinnacle Mountain Road really takes you straight through the middle up into the actual Y section and has the most ATV available to you. Though if you want to see the more historical sites, take the leftmost road. Starting off on Pinnacle, it looked like it was mostly just going to be rock and gravel, though it slowly started to snake more and more, and eventually we started to see a few puddles that we couldn't miss hitting. Something that's so beautiful about Pinnacle Mountain Road isn't just the nature, but the fact that it seems like a great big gift, pulling you in further and further for more, because the puddles just kept lining up. And then they kept getting bigger as well. Until finally, we found what at first we thought would be the biggest puddle of the day. But let me be honest, we were wrong about that. There are so many different mud holes and puddles here that they should honestly consider renaming DuPont into the Splash Zone. It feels like SeaWorld on 4 wheels. Now, let's have a slow-mo for a second. That was so satisfying, I'm gonna slow-mo one more time. Yeah, it was as fun as it looked. Things were going so well that we thought to ourselves, how could it get any better? How could there really be any downside to all this fun?
We gotta get you some new tires.
I know, man. What the hell is this?
Anthony, can you turn your Jeep around and...
Pull them out?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. You have recovery points back here.
Yeah, like I say, I can just pull in.
Yeah.
Maybe just pull back recovery points. Just use the recovery. Just let me know when it's good, okay?
Anthony, what are we doing right now?
We're doing some recovery work today. It's super fun. This was all pre-planned. It's just a demonstration. He could have easily made it if he wanted to. We just want to show the viewer what happens out here. That's all.
Right, there we go.
That's all. So let me know when I'm pulled back in the right place.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we're happy it was a successful recovery. That saved us a lot on insurance. And remember, this was only a drill and a practice run. This was all pre-planned. None of this happened happenstance. We always plan it out. After that momentary lapse in time, we decided to move ahead and take the rightmost road on Pinnacle Mountain, which turned out to be mostly paved from then on out. So I just like to say right now, this is by far probably our favorite film shoot that we've been out on. And this is just a beautiful location. It's got highly technical circuits if you want to break off, but it's also got easygoing environments if you just want to go basic four-wheeling. There is a lot to be said that there's private property on certain sections, but so far here at DuPont, we're having an absolute ball. Conditions are perfect, there's plenty of puddles, there's some actual crawling available for you if you want it. But most of all, it's just fresh, beautiful air. So get a look at that out there, folks. There is something to be said about the natural beauty of the mountains and the valleys. And I can't help but admit that I'm kind of jealous that somebody either bought or inherited this farmland long ago. We went ahead and looped our way back to the beginning of the course to see if we could start over again and see something new, but Adam hit a butterfly. And since he killed the butterfly, we had to give a momentary funeral in his honor and wake. God bless you, son. Feeling emotionally compromised, we stopped at the DuPont Canteen, and let me just tell you folks, nothing solves a heartache like pretzels and ice cream. It was good. It's good. This canteen is also dog friendly, so naturally, my pup was enjoying it. What a good girl.
Yeah,
What a
that's
cutie.
Good girl. Good girl.
If you ever have the time, please stop by. Circling around, we decided to go for the more technical aspects of the climb from here on out, and we're happy to say it's all a ball. It was unfortunate that at first we missed these, but really it just gave us the opportunity to come back for more. We did at one point have to pull aside and do some geographical surveying to see what would be the best path forward, but there was no major issue in the end.
Or we can keep going. Find a spot we can turn around.
Due to our lower level clearance, we did have to take a slightly easier approach, but we made our way into the fun areas of the car park. I do have to warn you, that little bump there, it smacks everyone right there on the fender. See what I'm saying? Adam was also feeling like testing some of his limits and found a big downhill U-turn he wanted to try out, which naturally I respect for its adventurous spirit.
Not even hard. It's not even a challenge.
After hearing Adam's excess of bravado, I decided to follow suit and see how well we would do with a slightly lower clearance. And I'm gonna ruin it for you now, folks. I didn't get stuck. That made me feel good. That said, it didn't really alleviate the dog's nerves till we got to the top, because she kept yipping in my ear.
I enjoyed it, but the dog didn't.
From there, we started to slowly make our way down the mountain and start to make our way home, which was a bit disappointing considering all the fun we had. I'd also like to point out that our cameraman does not always just have to walk back to the vehicle. We're kind people, and we drove him back in the style of Bonnie and Clyde. After having so much fun out here at DuPont, what are our final thoughts on the matter? As if they obviously weren't going to be good.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's Eager Beaver Hour. As you can see, we've stayed exceptionally clean and dry through most of these conditions. We've had a great time out here at DuPont State Forest, and now we're really happy to tell you all about it. Are you ready? An important item to note out here at DuPont is how easily someone can come out here and access it, but at the same time, you can be a beginner, intermediate, or an expert when it comes to the off-roading environment. For us, our setup with the standard 31s here and a basic non-existent lift, we're able to get us through most everything we wanted to, minus some of the more technical areas. All in all, for these conditions, we did quite well. However, there are notes to bring up about your own personal safety. Please only do what you feel most comfortable with. As always, we preach and advise safety out here. Please make sure that you're fully ready and prepared for self-recovery. If need be, please have a winch and a bar prepared just to clear any brush and shrubbery, as well as to pull yourself out. Further, we always like and appreciate and would advise to you to please have a jack ready and your recovery boards as well. Some of this came into use for us, and especially when additions become adverse, we really suggest that you have these available to you just in case. As always, thank you so much for coming out here and watching our channel, Eager Beaver Outdoors. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here at DuPont, please like and subscribe. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you sometime soon.
Until next time, dear viewer, this is the Eager Beaver signing off.